Hey, it's Brenda. How are you today? Okay, so you guys know that I started this new habit, and the habit that I chose for the getting started in my program is to eat until I'm 80% full. And the first thing I did was I actually wrote down my vow, like I have my clients do in the program. So here it is. You can see that. I don't know if you can, and if you can, it probably comes out backwards because the camera is facing the wrong way. Just putting it out there. But what I did say was that I am 99% confident that I will eat to 80% full for the next 6 days. Okay? Because this program lasts till Sunday. And Sunday I transition to the new habit, which is just, I've been doing this already for a long time. It's going to go through the program again. But the habit that I'm basing it off on is just, the next habit is just journaling. We'll discuss it later on. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not going to worry about that now. But, so, for the next 6 days, I'm committed to eating up to 80% full in each meal. And I'm going to piggyback it behind something else. Okay? That's the best way. You have a routine already set in place. And what I suggest you do, actually what the program entails, is that you find a habit that you do every day anyway, a routine that you do anyway, and then you piggyback your new habit with that routine. What I recommend to my clients is that you piggyback your vow right after the very first habit routine of your day. Routine habit that you have, whatever you want to call it. So the very first thing that you do every day, whether it's drinking coffee or drinking water, I am going to use drinking water because I drink a glass of water first thing in the morning. And that's going to be the trigger to going over to the vow so I could remind myself of my goal. I could remind myself of the habit. And the reason I do this is because many times we say we are going to do something, but since we run on a subconscious level most of the day, seriously, according to science, we are only 5% conscious, and every other decision that we make is based on a subconscious level. You're not even aware of it. And many times my clients vow that they're going to do something, and next thing you know, they forget. And not on purpose, it's just that they are running on automatic. So, to piggyback for the first, whatever habit you have already in place, whatever is routine in your life, piggyback the habit with the first routine. The first habit. Sorry about this confusion, but I know you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, if you don't, it's going to come along as it goes on. Okay, so I drink water. I read my vow to remind myself of what I'm doing. Now, it's pretty easy for me because my program A. B, I've already incorporated so many habits in the last 8 weeks to 10 weeks that a lot of these things are already second nature. So sitting down and actually thinking about my food, enjoying my food is something that I do anyway, that I started doing 6 weeks ago. I think it was 7 weeks ago. So it's pretty good, 8 weeks ago. Anyway, so I piggyback off the routine that I already have, okay? And now, welcome to day one. Day one is I go over and make sure that I started the program today, right? Make sure that I actually started doing it, writing down things. So this program, I ask my clients, I ask my people, to those who are taking this program, please commit to the program. We have so many bad habits that we are not aware of in our life. We have habits that are destroying our life, and it's running on automatic, something that we do all the time. So yes, it means work. Yes, it means a little bit of pain or a little bit of suffering if you want to look at it that way. But when you finish this program here, you are going to be a healthier person. You are going to be thinner. You are going to have more vitality. You're going to feel more energized. You are going to feel more powerful because you actually did the program. It's a long program. Pick and choose, guys. Anyway, I'm here with you the whole time. Okay, so what I did was I had my first meal and I took it and I just took whatever I eat and just made it less, right? I usually eat eggs in the morning. I love eggs. I eat eggs with bell peppers. And then what? Sometimes I throw bread with that. Sometimes I eat it with turkey bacon. Sometimes I eat it with ham. Sometimes I eat it with cheese. You know, sometimes my breakfast is substantial. So that was really my hardest thing to do because my breakfast is always so big. I always eat two whole, if I'm, not always, but when I eat eggs, I eat 2 whole eggs, 3 or 4 egg whites, because I like a big size. I like it a big serving sizes, and lots of vegetables, and then sometimes I add the ham, because sometimes I add the cheese, sometimes I eat it with bread. Sometimes my breakfast is 400, 500, 600 calories in itself. Sometimes 700 calories, depending on what I'm pairing with my breakfast with. So it was a big adjustment for me. It was. So what I did was I cut everything in half. I did. I didn't eat the cheese. I didn't eat the ham. Instead of eating 4 strips of turkey bacon, I only ate 2. I only had 1 whole egg with 3 egg whites, you know. And I did have the vegetables, yes. I had red and green bell peppers. So initially I had 2 egg whites and 1 whole egg. But it was too much. I felt that it didn't have enough product for the vegetables. Now, the vegetables were only half. I took 1/4 of the red bell pepper and 1/4 of the green bell pepper, and I chopped into small pieces. And I put it together. I have a picture of it on Facebook somewhere. It's really good. And then I ate it very slowly. Because in this, when you want to learn how to eat 80% full, you have to be aware of what you're eating and how you feel. And at the beginning, it's a process until you learn what your appetite is really like. So I did. I ate it. It was much less than what I'm used to eating. I did observe that 2 hours later, I was a little bit hungry, but not enough to be like, oh my God, I should have eaten the whole thing. No. It was just a little bit like, okay, not bad. I can handle this. It's good. Had a glass of water, just because sometimes we mistake thirst for hunger, and kept about my day. And I did the same thing with the lunch. Okay, normally I ate, I forgot what I ate yesterday. It is yesterday's meal. I forgot what I did. But I do know that it was consistent throughout the whole day. I was consistent throughout the whole day. And what I learned was, because at the end of the night, we want you to go over and know what you learned. So what I did well today was that I reckoned my vow. I had my water, which was my trigger, and I ate a smaller portion size than what I normally do. I did observe that I was hungrier sooner, which is fine. I wasn't completely starving. I just, a little tinge of hunger 2 hours later. Nothing major. I usually eat every 3 or 4 hours anyway, so it wasn't really a biggie. It was good. So, I wrote it down. I observed that I did the same things for the other meals. What I learned was, or what I'm still learning is, that I eat the quantities of food based on habits already. It's like, when a child sees a plate and this big, but they only eat this more because they get like hungry with the eyes or full with the eyes, or they eat it with the eyes is what they call it. So that's what I've been doing. It's something that I've learned from childhood, even though I thought I did not do that. So I learned that I have a couple of habits, and some of it is fear, and this is where the mindset comes in. Fear of scarcity. Like fear of I'm not going to have food, or like I'm not going to eat again. I don't know where I know where this fear comes from. I thought I was beyond this fear. Apparently, I am not beyond this fear. So it was pretty interesting to know that I still had this food scarcity fear going on, and that does color what I eat and how much of it I eat. And then I also realized that I eat much more than what I really need, because I'm eating much less, and I am not really I'm not so hungry. I thought I would be starving, but it's not the case. So tomorrow I'll give you an update on what happened